Boop boop. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Half
Hello,
the time we are
everybody.
just audio. I think I
Yeah,
need to turn myself down.
this is us testing levels. That's not us just being cute. That's just us actually testing levels.
Oh, where are we?
Testing, testing.
Wow, I was just being cute.
Levels.
My time. Oh, thank you, honey.
Hi everyone. Hope you're all
Hello.
well.
Jokes aside, if we do have shit levels, please do tell us.
Yes. Please let me know.
Especially because I've changed where my mic is. It's a lot more in my fucking face. So
True.
that's the thing. Okay. I hope you guys have had a good 2 weeks or 3 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
It's
weeks.
been a long time, yeah.
Tom Loud level. There you go.
Okay. Can everyone
This is-
say
this
hello?
is-
Unkind way. Hello.
What? Docs?
Hello.
Tom?
Hello.
And I need to be quieter than everyone as well. Hey people, thank you for the biddies. Welcome back, beats. Appreciate it.
Apple. I'm trying to make sure that it's not like covering my screen and stuff. Okay. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. It's been a little while. I've got some fun things cooked up. But it might, it's D&D. If you've been a DM before, you know that it could fall flat on its face. So we'll see how it goes. Right, so last time we played Dungeons and Dragons was 1,000,000 years ago. But what happened was we started the session with a dinner with Hilda.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? We started our Hilda dinner, was where we began, who is the adoptive mother of Oro. A kindly little old lady who is a diviner, a master of mystery. And you had a lovely little meal where she was basically just fawning over Oro, and then asked some very invasive and very strange, but kindly.
Fine.
And not nefarious questions. Just trying her best to get to know you guys as much as possible, because the way you read the situation, it was, you guys are now close to her beloved sweetheart, so she wants to know as much as she can about you. And you brought up the fact that you wanted a tarot reading. She said, yeah, cool, but let me focus on my performance first, buying me lots of time. And then you guys had a lovely dinner, ran off, had a good night's sleep, and we did some preparations for the show. The next morning, we had Oro preparing for her show, which requires a little bit of preparation, often in an area that is kept just for performers, whilst you guys decided to go off and actually watch the show proper. It was a grand affair. With all kinds of crazy shit going on, including a giant frog named Alan. He was the main act. He wasn't the main act, but he was there.
He's the main act in our hearts.
The
main frog
was it the 5? I think it was the 5 warlocks of fashion.
It was 8. It was 8 warlocks.
It was at 8. Okay, it was at 8.
Dictate the rules of
A
fashion.
fashionable number.
The rules of fashion, yeah. We had Francois came out with his incredible illusionary performance of a dragon. The tent turned into a dragon and looked like it was gobbling up people in the audience. And there were lots of other people who came aboard, and they were very 100% entertaining, for sure. 100%. Until we got to Oro's performance. Oro's performance was going all smoothly, all to plan, where Oro fights in a fictional battle against Vince, the hill giant, her friend. But on stage, it's a very different affair. It's a, David and Goliath situation where giant, very angry Vince comes out of the shadows looking all menacing and then tries to gobble up Oro. But Oro dexterously turns the situation into her besting her opponent. As she's standing on his broken corpse, suddenly something goes awry and she is knocked aside by Vince. we quickly determine that Vince has somehow been incensed, thrown into some kind of berserk rage where he is not thinking for himself. And a fight ensues. A fight that involves Oro trying to placate and calm Vince down whilst not injuring him or being beaten to shit. And Francois conducting the illusions and the kind of musical aspect and so on and so forth of the show turns to you whilst trying to concentrate our other party members in the audience and says, "You gotta go. You gotta help. Something's not right, but you gotta make it look like it's a show, like it's supposed to be happening." Because he didn't want, the show must go on in a very real sense that the audience can't know that they're in real danger and that this isn't planned. So we had our other party members jump onto stage and do their absolute best to make every action that they took look dramatic and like it was part of the show. And it was excellent. Everyone had some really, really good contributions, including the brilliant Randall pushing Vince off of the stage into the backstage area. And we had Neurally kind of floating in, illuminated and winged in a way, trying to provide Oro with actual daggers rather than fake daggers that she'd been using for the show. And also to kind of give that illusion of, you are a holy warrior. I bequeath upon you the weapons of the gods, that kind of shit.
Whomsoever pulleth this dagger from this anvil.
And it worked out fantastic. You guys did a fantastic job. But you noticed during this confrontation, this encounter, that Vince had a dart in his neck. Some kind of dart / syringe, which how you managed to remove and deal with. Whilst in the back, we had Randall, huge mode, taking care of Vince once you got him off the stage and kind of restraining him. And pulled onto into the backstage area, a bunch of Kenkus brought the gentleman who was manning the stall that you guys had previously been to, where Oro swung in and beat every target. She was a slingshot target game, and she won almost flawlessly. And in so doing, she won some very valuable antique arrows of dragon slaying. It appears that gentleman is the reason that Vince went into some kind of rage. And we ended with Oro being mega pissed. Ultra mega pissed.
Full pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back and just for a moment ask ourselves, how are our characters feeling about how the day has gone so far?
Pissed.
Right. Well, we can reflect. Let's do it in different time segments, right? So let's go up until the point that Oro was. Well, let's go. The circus show, Oro's performance, and then everything after Oro's performance. So first off, let's start off with Neurally. The circus in general. How's Neurally feeling about the circus in general?
Everything up until it went awry was pretty cool. It was like new and exciting and interesting to see the like differences between each type of circus. I don't think she's really been to a lot of those, so it was kind of like a fantastical, like she knows that there's some behind the scenes stuff, and like since she's got a little bit of like an inside look, it's like take everything with a grain of salt, but it's still like fantastical feats and just like fun and entertaining up until that point.
Okie dokie. How about Oro's performance before it went awry? Specifically, Oro's performance.
Oh,
This is the first time that you've seen Oro do any kind of. I mean, she's done some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But this is next level.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of like, instead of being in the thick of some sort of like actually life-threatening situation, getting to watch instead of be like a participant, if that makes sense, like getting to really truly appreciate just the skill level that she has. And so it was kind of very like, wow, until everything went wrong.
Okay. And then we'll reflect on Noelle, how she's feeling since things went awry. From Oro stood on top of Vince's chest to now all of you stood on top of Vince's chest, like, what the fuck, please calm down.
Yeah.
And this guy being dragged in.
I think she is equal parts frustrated. So there's a 50-50 split. There's half of it is feeling slightly sheepish that maybe winning that prize wasn't the right thing to do, or like made them angry, but obviously the reaction was still inappropriate. And so like maybe we did something wrong, but this is horrible and they shouldn't have done that. And that's one of the 50%. And the other 50% is feeling very, very uncomfortably seen.
Okay. After the whole wings on stage thing.
Yeah, because it's like the first time that she's noticed it too, and realized that she's standing in front of a crowd of people. And so it's kind of one of those like hurry away and like put the hood over the head and kind of like try to not be lost in my own thoughts about feeling uncomfortably seen and focusing on like the situation at hand, which is also bad.
Okay, one thing at a time sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. How about Randall then? Let's start with circus and the show.
So I think so Randall has not been to a circus before, but he will know of circuses and like probably read about them, but the description doesn't do justice to the kind of entertainment and enjoyment that he got from it, especially there being 3 circuses to enjoy, not just like it's like a special circus. So I think like he was completely like taken into the whole thing, like so it wasn't really noticing like time passing or anything. It's just like the only thing that existed was the circus.
So he didn't have more of an analytical kind of perspective on it. He wasn't like, oh well, I'm sure they're doing that with some kind of magic and blah blah blah. He was just kind of like absorbing the whole experience. Okay, cool. How about seeing Oro on stage?
I think that was probably a bit weird because like they've fought together in real situations, and while he knows it isn't real, it's just a bit. It's like it's kind of like a different situation to how it normally is, because normally they're like together fighting for their lives, but this is like you can actually see Oro and Oro's skill rather than it being like concentrating on his own thing.
Difficult to appreciate someone else's moves when you're focusing on staying alive. Okay, cool. Well, how about since the incident?
So did Vince like calm down because he's like, or is he still?
He's currently unconscious. Yeah, you guys put him to sleep.
So I think right now Randall's feeling pretty like pretty relieved that like actually not that much injury occurred, and was like, he's currently subdued, and I assume the crowd is dispersing. So if he does wake up, then
the rest of the show's going on.
Oh, was that not the crescendo? How was
Hilda has the final show. She's doing it right now.
Okay, but Randall is also 25% sad that he's missing the last bit.
Fair, honestly.
Okay, how about Oro? How is I mean, it's a bit different for Oro because this is something that she's been doing pretty much all her life. Or he's a sizable chunk of her life. So I mean, arguably, you could say, you tell me how is she feeling about how everything's gone so far?
She was like confident, like ready for the high, excited, like getting there. The performance is almost come in. We're at the peak. All right, I'm performing. This is great, perfect. This is where I'm used to. Everything makes sense. Something's wrong with Vince. Shit, I almost died multiple times. Fuck. We need to get off stage. We got off stage. Okay, I'm here. I find out who it is, and I'm like mad, like super fucking mad. So it's like a full big roller coaster of this is great to I'm gonna kill a man today.
That is a roller coaster. Yeah. So when the reflection of everyone saying, "How are we not good enough to be the last show?" Good enough to be the last show, but remember, it's Hilda's birthday.
Yeah, it's Hilda's circus. It's not
She's
Oro's
kind of,
circus.
yeah, it's also her circus. She's kind of the focus of the whole thing. But it's largely lauded that Oro's performance was always kind of the main act, as it were. Whereas
you gotta cool down after you run, you know. It's like that's the come down.
It's kind of like Hilda's usually the showrunner, so she punctuates the performances rather than being a grand finale sort of deal. But because it's her birthday and the celebration of her, etc., that's why she's the last one. So yes, excellent reflections. Thank you, everybody. It's nice to have those opportunities to like get some insight into our characters' heads. But right now, there is a loudly snoring hill giant on the floor. There are all kinds of sounds from the crowd in the room, the giant stage just directly behind you, behind a big old thick curtain. And there are 3 kenkus with a unconscious gentleman in their arms, who just kind of flopped him on the floor directly in front of you and said...
I'm sorry, what was that?
Hoot, hoot.
Yes, kind of a dart noise.
Interesting. In brackets below when they do the noises. Dart noise.
Captions.
Yeah.
Captions. They perfectly mimic a dart noise that I can't do. Just like I can't also do a babbling brook or something. I can't do it.
No, maybe they've only heard someone make a dart noise, so they're doing someone else's dart noise.
In this situation,
The impression of an impression of a dart noise.
Yeah. Now do a giraffe. This is a spot on replication of the sound of a dart being shot at somebody.
Okay. I think when we ended last time, Oro was just shouting, "Is it him?" to the kenkus. It was like,
and they were just like, "Defo, 100%, hundo percento." And I vaguely need to try and remember what German people sound like for when he wakes up. Why didn't I do this before the game started? The fuck do German people sound like?
I'm not good at impressions. I can't do it.
The German people sound like.
Going to
Do
call
you
Todd.
watch any movies where they spoke German?
Nope, I'm gonna have to
change all the
quickly
W's for
YouTube
V's.
video.
Do the like how to get into your German accent phrase thing?
We have our ways.
There you go.
So there we go. We are now speaking in German. This is my German accent. It has come because Fool has donated to me his words.
And donated to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some time passes and I rush it along so that I don't lose the accent. And the German sounding gentleman, who's definitely not German because Germany doesn't exist in this world,
Right.
comes to. Shit! Hello!
Oro's holding her
Everything's
2 dice.
fine. What happened?
I think you know what happened.
I definitely don't know what happened. Oh, this sounds like the show is on and I'm missing it. Oh, this would be a shame.
No,
I would quite like to leave
no,
now.
it sounds like you fucked up today.
Oh, silly you. That's,
It sounds like you fucked up today. I was getting like closer and closer to him. It sounds like you fucked up today.
Oh, no, there's been a misunderstanding.
And grabs him by the collar.
If you remember correctly, we did take rope and bind his arms and legs so he can't go
Did you?
by.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna point that out. I was like waiting for him attempt
Him
to
trying to
exit.
leave, yeah.
Yeah, and be like, actually.
The German sound individual who definitely isn't a caricature of German accent. I have already apologized. Okay. I can't do an authentic German accent, but I can do sort of an accent that is stereotypical and a little bit offensive.
If you just didn't call it a German accent.
Yeah, it's just an accent.
It's a fantasy accent.
Exactly.
It's a fantasy accent.
Any if any like
Any resemblance is-
any resemblance to non-fictional characters is purely accent.
Can I leave, please?
No.
These binds are very tight.
Don't care. I almost fucking died today because of you.
Oh, that is terrible.
Don't give me your stupid apologies. Just keep
Listen,
going.
there's been some
Randall's
misunderstanding. Everything, we cool, bro.
What was the understanding? Huh?
Something else? Something bad. Apparently, you got daggers. You're looking real mean.
You got daggers.
Everything is fine. Yeah, we are okay.
No.
What is the problem?
I think you know what the problem is.
I don't know what the problem is.
Is he
Other
like
than
sweating
bound up.
profusely?
Yes. Oh, he is like dripping. Please get me out of these. Help!
Okay, shh.
Help! Strike me up!
You're going to make it worse if you yell and interrupt the final act. It's her birthday.
Shit.
Why did you do that?
Do what? The birds came out of nowhere and beat me up.
Did you fire a dart?
No.
You're lying.
Don't need an inside check.
I've concluded you're lying, sir.
My detective work leads to the conclusion.
Why'd you do that?
Doesn't sound very convincing.
I did not shoot a dart at this fellow. No.
I
We
didn't
didn't
say that
mention
you
him.
shot it at him.
Well, I didn't do it, so it's okay then.
Oh my god, you're an idiot.
I didn't do the things that I said that I didn't do, so everything is fine.
You're bound to the ground right now. Just tell us the
Yes,
truth
this is
before
very
I...
bad. I don't want to be here.
Why did you do that?
I'd quite like to leave now.
Why did you do that?
I think you know that's not going to happen.
Help!
Oh,
I
you
don't care if
lagged.
I ruin the show. Let me leave.
Or you lagged and your cam
Why
stopped.
the silence
comes.
spell? Yeah, no, of course not. Hold on, let me just look.
Wait, has everyone
It's still very
froze?
loud. It's unlikely that anybody can hear him.
Oh, hello?
Oh, hello.
My
Was it
internet
me that was
connection is
lagging?
unstable, apparently. Yeah.
Okay, it might have been you.
Did I drop frames? Oh, I did.
And then my scene went funny as well.
Oh, did it?
I think so.
It went a bit funny, but that might have been it sounded like it was a Jenny going funny.
It might have been.
Hi, Miles. Hi, Tortu. Hi, Fobbington.
Thank you
What
for the
a bit.
bits, Miles. I appreciate it. Bound to the ground. Hey, Richie. I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened because everything's lagging.
He started shouting again, trying to get help, but nobody's coming.
Oro covers his mouth as he starts shouting. Listen, you're not helping yourself. You're literally making it worse. You're literally making it worse. You're literally. Okay, you can still breathe through your nose, sir.
Did you do it because you're going to get in trouble for something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a really bad liar.
I just. No one is supposed to win the arrows.
Why would you have a prize that no one's supposed to win?
Welcome to the circus.
Well, you have to know that if it's something that is a matter of skill, that eventually somebody will come along that's skilled enough to compete.
The last one is not supposed to fall over.
So it's
You
just
recall
rigged.
when you were slingshotting, you'd hit a target and go clink, but the
Mhm.
last one's not supposed to fall over. Well, it has been in my family for generations. The arrows have been in my family for much longer than I have been alive.
Where did they get them?
I do not know, but they are part of the circus and we cannot lose them.
If you care about them so much, why were they a prize that someone could win?
Because then people want to play. It is rigged.
You know, you could just like paint some cool arrows or something and make them look cool, and then, you know, the normal person would just come along and be like, those look like sick arrows. I want them arrows.
It is a tradition. It was not always rigged.
Wait, it wasn't always rigged?
People got better and better, and suddenly I'm French. Damn it.
It's okay, it's a made up accent, it's fine. It can.
We have
it can...
ways of making it talk.
Obviously, he's from a region that, you
Yeah.
know, bordered another one. The accent is a little blended. Like
Moved.
in Bergen in Norway, they have the French are, you know, it happens.
Exactly.
I'm making excuses. Just keep going.
We're all on the same page, and we're letting this guy go, right?
No.
I don't think so.
You're letting me go, yeah? This is when I leave. I said I'm sorry. Why am
I
I
don't think you did
French
actually.
now?
Yeah, you didn't say sorry. You were
I
avoiding
am
saying what
sorry.
you did.
I'm very sorry.
So you did it then.
I really can't stop being French. I
Okay.
did not mean to hit him.
Hmm.
I shot the dart at you.
Oh, great. So you're gonna try and make
But I
me
missed.
kill other people instead of
I
him.
was going to make you get beaten up by a giant man
You
and
w-
take the arrows from you.
You know, you could have just come to me and be like, hey, those arrows are like a family thing, you know? I would really appreciate if you gave them back for the business. They're really important to me. And I would have been like, alright, sweet, have them. I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah!
Can I have some back?
No, you're a dickhead! I almost died twice because of you today.
You
But
could have put circuses everywhere in jeopardy if Vince had gotten angry and hurt somebody in the audience. Imagine how that would look for every circus everywhere.
yes, I'm very sorry about that.
You don't sound very sorry about that.
He doesn't look very sorry.
Brackets, he doesn't look
Asterix looks very guilty.
But wouldn't that hurt your livelihood too?
Yes, we are here all the time. That would be very bad for our circus.
What if I just go tell Hilda what happened? Huh?
That would be. What can I do to make things right?
Maybe don't shoot darts at people ever again.
Okay, I promise.
And the arrows are mine. And you can hold no remorse over that because you always killed me today. And I could ruin your whole career from it otherwise.
Okay. You got me. Fair and square.
Fair.
You did have Bird's help, though.
I mean, I'm glad I had Bird's help. They were just
We would
there.
have found you eventually.
And one of the Kenku just goes, Bird's help.
Aw, birds do help.
Can I leave, please?
I'd like you to say sorry to Vince when he wakes up.
Okay.
We could just leave him here until Vince wakes up.
Can we try and wake Vince up with some kind of like
Magical slap.
smelly things, like, you know, things that might. Yeah.
Like a
That is also
prestidigitation
something.
ascent. What doesn't he
Yeah.
like?
Don't know.
You tell me. What does he like?
Well, the first thing I thought of was just coffee, so we'll just do that.
There you go.
Well,
Vince
a
is a big coffee fan.
prestidigitation. Yeah,
Smells like dirt.
the scent of coffee. It doesn't smell like dirt. It's
It
wonderful.
smells delicious.
Life.
You can hear him inhale. Ooh! And he wakes up and he pushes his giant body off the floor and he's sat on his ass. Where coffee?
Vince
Where
is-
go juice?
The coach.
Hit the go juice.
Vince, are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything that happened?
No?
Do you remember how we were performing?
Yeah.
What part do you remember up to?
Pretend kill Oro.
Mm.
Oro pretend beat me up.
Mm.
Everyone clap!
Okay, so that didn't exactly happen.
In sleep?
Yeah, you got shot in the neck by a dart.
What's that?
And, something went in your neck and made you very angry and mad.
Ow!
It made you so mad that you tried to kill me.
No! And he kind of just goes over to you and just grabs you. No!
I know.
No!
Okay. Talking about
Oro
death.
was crushed to death.
Yeah.
Oro, okay? He kind of brings you out because his pets are way too hard.
Ow. Yeah, fine. Don't give me a concussion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. But it was him that did it.
Why, little man? Why, little man, make me hurt Oro? I was doing. She is just so great.
No.
Just. She took she won the arrows. I wanted the arrows. I meant to hit her, not you. We're friends. We are friends, me and you. We are very, very good friends. Why would I hurt you?
I've never shot a dart into any of my friends.
Where I come from, that is very French, normal.
French normal.
French normal.
Difficult.
What are you supposed to say?
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Fuck me. Why is it so French now? We have ways of breaking your dog. I am very sorry. Fuck me.
That's not what you're supposed to say.
It won't go away. Fuck
Tom
off,
composes
French.
himself.
There's going to be a French person somewhere else in this game now.
And they're going to speak like a German.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna happen. It's gonna
I am
happen.
sorry. No, not sorry.
No.
Sorry.
I'm very sorry. I meant to hit her, not you. But still also bad. So I'm also bad. Sorry about that. That you got hurt. That was not my intention. I mean, you were supposed to go a little bit crazy. But not like full-blown crazy. Like, that is not what our stuff does. That is way more than what our stuff is supposed to do.
It's not supposed to do that?
No! It's
What's it-
supposed to be a little bit crazy, not like full-on crazy. But we have not used it on the giants before.
Oh. Yeah,
Wow.
sometimes things have unexpected consequences. You
Yes,
think
like
that
me getting beaten up by birds and brought here. This was not expected.
But you deserved it.
Still want to leave, so maybe
Wow. Cool story,
we're
bro.
good now. I apologize.
No, you're being an asshole still. I'm refusing to leave
Ah!
until you stop being an asshole.
I do think that that was a pretty good apology, though, because not only did you say that you were sorry, you said why that you were sorry and what you did that was wrong, which is a good way to say that you're sorry to someone. It doesn't seem as empty that way.
Life lessons with Katie.
True. Alright, so
Shades of myself.
so are we good? Or are you gonna try and shoot me in the neck some other day? Just when I'm not expecting it.
Can I have 1 arrow back?
How many arrows did I have originally? Was it
5, I think.
5?
Yeah.
I'll give you an arrow back, sure.
Oh, yes. I can put that in this frame.
There you go.
Very fancy arrow.
Okay.
And nobody will win it.
I still might tell Hilda about that
no,
practice,
no,
though.
no.
I think
no,
I still
no.
might know that down.
No, that's okay. Everything's fine there.
Oh.
That is very normal, yeah.
No.
Still, gotta let her know. She probably heard that it didn't go to exactly to plan, the panic, so she'll want to know what happened. So
Okay. Just say he ate something funny.
no,
He had an allergic reaction to some
No.
mushroom soup,
no.
and that mushroom soup made him go a little bit kooky.
Why are you still trying to lie?
I'm just saying that maybe she doesn't need to know the whole truth.
She's gonna know the whole truth.
We're talking about the person who can see the future. I think she's gonna know.
Shit.
Probably
We're
already-
turning
Okay.
your life around, sir. This is the moment. We're changing everything about this man.
You're going to be a good guy now. You're going to be a recurring NPC, so Tom has to speak German accents all the time.
Oh, did we ask him what his name is yet?
No, but he might die if we do that, so maybe we don't.
Let's do it. Sounds good. Saying, what's your name?
My name is Heidegard.
Of course it is.
How do you spell that?
Hidergald. I do actually name 99% of my NPCs. Nobody's ever asks.
Because they always die.
Because
You know
if
what?
we ask, they die.
Coming up with surnames is really difficult for fantasy characters. There are plenty like random generators and stuff. I sometimes use those, but I kind of just like coming up with names.
Yeah, I get that. So you're gonna start being truthful? No? That might be nice,
I would be truthful to you and say that it is unlikely that I would be untruthful forever.
Can you be truthful to me?
I think that I owe you that since I almost killed you multiple times.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give you an arrow back, so then
That's good. Yeah, I will be very truthful to you. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so we're cool now.
we're cool.
Cool?
We'll be
Right.
more cool when I'm not tied up.
Okay. Alright. I'm satisfied with this. Or not.
Okay.
I'll untie some of the rope.
Far too happy about this.
He's just literally like skip away, like just
No,
gone.
if you said you untied a bit of the rope. Do you untie him entirely?
Well, I kind of wanted to. If he would have like tried to like rip out of it some more,
No, it didn't look like he was like trying to.
like escape that
Bolt.
much. Okay, that's fine. Then I'll take the rope off.
He does bolt after that, though. not in a like, haha, I'm gonna run away and do something nefarious, and more of a, ah, he's got daggers kind of situation.
Pulls out a new
Hey.
dart gun.
Ah!
I love this. She's got
Puts it back in
daggers.
fence.
Fuck.
He's gone.
I'm totally gonna tell Hilda all about that. I'm not leaving any points out.
Seems like a really drastic reaction. Like, you're right, he could have just come and talked to you. I don't know why he wanted to make things dangerous.
Communication solves most issues between people.
Learning with Jenny.
We're just waiting for we're waiting for a Doc's quote now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta
What?
give
No,
some
no,
life
that's-
advice.
No,
You put yourself. You made it a theme.
no, you haven't done one.
Yeah, but I'm the DM.
Why am I
fine.
next? No, you're next.
Everyone needs one,
Yeah,
even
but
if
you're
it's something
actually,
dumb.
You can actually do it.
I'm immune. It's
I think
fine.
chat's next. Chat's next. Okay.
Chat snakes. Okay.
Everyone in chat.
Yeah, give some good advice.
And then I'll steal one and pretend it's mine.
Genius.
Okay. So that's been dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
You now have, after having dealt with this, the kind of applause from the other room erupts in a finale. As Hilda makes her way backstage, she comes out past the curtains and she says, "Oh my dear sweet peaches!" And she comes over and you find that she's got in her hand just a bunch of berries,
Oh, not peaches.
and they are like
Disappointing.
Oh my dear sweet peaches.
well, because she called you peaches. No, these berries are huge in comparison to any other cherry or berry that you've ever seen. And she comes up and she just puts one in each of your hands. Now eat this, and she puts one in Oro's hand in particular, and she holds Oro's hands and she goes, "Go on," and she's like puts it up to your mouth. You recognize these as kind of the sweetest berries that you've ever had, and it always seems that she's got some. She always has some on hand.
Did you say they're really good berries?
Yes, they are very good berries.
Very good berries.
And you've never kind of, at no point in your life have you ever seen these anywhere else apart from Hilda. But you've had them on multiple occasions where they're delicious. And after you eat them, you feel just amazing for the rest of the day. And they're kind of like every time you were ill, she'd give you one. And she called them good berries. And she would give you one, and it would just be like kind of like a feel better snack. So when she puts one in your hand, and you're immediately like, "Oh yeah, lovely." These guys have no idea what they are, but she puts them in your hands, and she goes to Oro, and she puts it in your hand, and she's like, "Now eat up, eat up." Whereas with you guys, she kind of just like says, "Eat them."
Mm-hmm. What does it taste like?
They taste like whatever your favorite sweet food is. What is your character's favorite sweet food?
Ooh, 1 second.
DM trick, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a life lesson for everybody. Make your players describe things.
Can cotton candy exist in this world?
You're in a circus, baby. Damn right.
That's the plan. Circus.
That's your favorite fruit is cotton candy.
Wait, it wasn't fruit, was it?
Favorite sweet food.
Sweet food.
Oh, favorite sweet food.
Favorite sweet food.
Cotton candy. A blue
What is
cotton
the-
candy.
Climate in this area.
That's literally the question I was going to ask.
I mean, it's a temperate.
Is it like more like tropical?
No, it's
Or
not.
more like
Like
So, like-
northern United States.
It's like Europe.
yeah, but which
So
part of Europe? Are
northern
we talking,
United
like,
States. Okay.
Middle
got
of
it.
Europe.
Spain, middle of
Yeah.
Europe.
We're talking like France, England.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got all the boring fruit.
So to Neurally, it tastes like
I said
cherries.
sweet foods.
Yeah, but I wanted it to taste like a fruit.
No, that's fine. It's just that Docs was saying, "Oh, we got all the boring fruit," and I'm like, "It doesn't need to
Yeah.
be fruit."
Because I was doing exactly the same thing.
Docs and I were both looking for what type of fruits would grow naturally in the regions
Okay,
because
okay.
we were going to have like an association to, yeah.
I said
So-
cotton candy is in circus, in it.
Okay,
That makes
so
total sense.
for good berries, creature can use its action to eat a berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Okay.
I was
Yep.
just double checking. That was what I thought it was, but I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything additional I'd forgotten.
Yeah. For me, it
Isn't-
tastes like sweet cherries.
Does Nugget get one too?
Yes, sure. I mean, she makes 10, so she's got plenty on hand. You can see like Nugget's kind of there, just like looking like excited at the potential of getting a snack, and Hilda kind of goes, oh, "Yeah, of course, yeah." Just kind
But
of
what's
holds a
Nugget's
hand out,
favourite
and
sweet?
Nugget just goes. There's a very specific bug that Nugget likes to eat that is just
Sweet bug.
sweet. Yeah, it's a sweet bug.
Sweet bug.
Sweet bug, bro.
Randall's is apple pie
Oh, nice.
because that's what they used to have as a treat on the farm
Oh.
with his family.
Oh, now I really want apple pie. Shit. Fuck.
You're welcome.
Now Docs is the only person who hasn't given a tip, by the way.
No.
Mine was a DM specific tip.
There's
what
supposed
was
to be life
yours?
tips.
It's a tip for life. You DM in life.
Oh, that's true. You did give a DM tip. Okay, that's fair.
It's fucking bullshit. That's retroactive tipping. That one.
I said it before I said the tip. I said, "Here's a tip for you." Fucking
Yeah.
go back and clip it.
This is the
Okay.
DJ Khaled thing all over again. People in this country just don't want me to have a #1 record.
So she comes out and she kind of just starts giving you these good berries. Oro, you said you're gonna gobble up?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You can delicious. You guys, are you snacking down on your good berries?
Mm. Yeah, when she says
Yep.
to eat it, I do.
Okay.
Can I give it to all of the players at once? You'll get a 1d2.
Sure, why the fuck not? Whatever. Divide your 1Ds, whatever.
How do I do that?
But no, because Jenny's got the overlay thing.
I've got the coin. What do I do? Split it into 3? I can't do that on the off chance.
Pick one. Pick one. Pick one person, Dorothy.
Or roll for it.
Thank you.
Okay. So she comes out and she's, are you okay? Is everything all right? What happened? I heard there was some kerfuffle and Vince! And she just goes, Vince!
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
No, Vince is kind of just distracted and playing with Nugget now. And then she's like trying to get his attention. Vince, Goodberry! Oh, Goodberry! Or rather more like a tiny little thing pops into his mouth.
It's like a little tiny speck in his palm.
Goodberry's so good! Is everything okay? What happened?
Someone shot a dart into Vince's neck, but they were supposed to hit me. Somehow they missed so bad that they hit a hill giant in the neck and didn't hit me as a tiny goblin, but still.
Why? Who? What?
What was it? How did you say his name?
Hildegard.
Hildegard. It was him.
Hildegard.
Heidegard.
Oh, there's no L.
Gald. Hidergald. There's an L at the end.
Hildegard.
It was him from the other circus.
Were they sabotaging us?
Well, we played in a stall game and I won the stall prize. And apparently you weren't supposed to win the prize because they'd rigged it in a way that no one was ever supposed to win the prize.
We had an agreement that wouldn't happen at this event.
Well, it didn't happen because she did win it, and that's why they were mad.
Was it the whole circus or just this one gentleman?
It was just the one dude on the stall, because apparently it was a family heirloom, and apparently people put their family heirlooms on for people to win in games. This
is so ridiculous. I cannot believe they would have the gall to attack you, my favourite. She says a little bit too loudly as there are other people from the circus walking around. And that guy, the one particular guy who you really don't like, what the fuck is his name?
Oh yeah, what is his name?
Collid. His name is Collid.
DJ Collid.
Collid. He's walking past and he goes, on my birthday anniversary celebration.
I know.
And during the performance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Everything's fine. I will deal with it. He will be reprimanded and either removed from their circus or the other circus will be starting a feud. But we'll see. It's okay. Everything's fine. For now, we are celebrating my birthday.
I don't think anyone noticed, at least not in the crowd.
They applauded just the same.
Mm-hmm.
The show went on.
I did say I'd give him back one of the arrows. Just as a hey dude, you could have spoken to me and it would have been cool, you know? I would have given you the stuff back. But
okay.
But
I said
fucked up.
But he fucked up, so I said I'll give him one back.
Well, that's the sweet little girl I know. That's you're a sweetie pie. You don't need to do that. But that's a very sweet thing for you to do.
Yeah. If I would have died, it would have been a different story. But
died, it probably would have taken all the arrows. Well, okay. We'll deal with that. But for now, we need to talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you all join me, please, for another meal before you head off back to your life of adventuring?
I'm still eating the berry.
So you arrive after a couple of moments of walking back through the rest of the circus. Rounds of applause coming from all the crew members and those who aren't currently working to kind of filter the rest of the audience out or to dismantle some of the kind of background stuff. Because like I said, it's like a permanent circus, so a lot of the stuff remains up. The only things that kind of get shut down are the things from the visiting circuses and any kind of other cleanup stuff. So most of the part is just lots of people from behind stage kind of clapping, people who've done their shows already. You can see Alan in the background going doing big frog stuff.
All the clowns all cleaning themselves off.
Yeah.
All the Alan spit. It's like
they're all currently in a bath together at the same time.
Obviously. But it's a surprisingly small bath.
And you all kind of you filter through to the tent, the TARDIS tent of Hilda's. And as you arrive, you see that there is sat inside a very fancy fellow who is dressed to the nines in his fanciest attire. Can anybody give me a retroactive perception test?
Retroactive.
22. I feel like I'm kind of like on edge a little bit from feeling so like focal pointed that I would definitely be like paying attention to my surroundings.
Okay. Anyone else? You can all go for it.
12.
From Randall as well.
I'm glad we still have that command in the chat. The complete success.
I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So I see everything, as long as it's the back of Vince.
So as you were preparing and taking your seats and stuff, you did have a particularly for Neurally, when you were watching the dragon illusion going around the seating, and the split second where you were like, is something wrong? You were particularly on edge and alert because of that. Because of that, you also scanned the kind of the balconies and stuff and the seating areas, and you realized that there was a kind of like a VIP booth, as it were, and it looked like somebody very closely resembling this gentleman was in the VIP booth. He looks like he's from money. He looks very well dressed in noble attire. He has a small kind of pocket watch that he has tucked into a waistcoat, and a monocle.
Really fancy.
And he stands up and he says, "Hello there! Please do come in. I have made myself at home. I'm sure that's okay." And Hilda kind of walks in and goes, yes. This gentleman, I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name. And he goes, "My name is Costello. It's Costello. Please do not forget it again." She's, apologies, of course. Costello. And he says, "Yes, I'd forgotten. He wants to talk to you. Please, he's paid a lot of money to the circus, and I think he deserves a moment of your time." She kind of potters off to the back of her tent and starts doing her own thing whilst you guys have a conversation.
Oh yeah, I saw you in the VIP area.
Oh yes, of course you did. Yes, it's very hard to miss the VIP area. Yes, it was very satisfactory. Yes, I felt like I got a good view of everything. At one point, I swear I saw some dragon's intestines. Yes, quite. Well, it was a wonderful act. All of the show was. I was very impressed. Especially by the act that your party gave.
Oh,
Very
thanks.
impressive indeed. Yes, I was under the impression that it was just... Sorry, it was Oro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oro, not Oro, it's Oro.
Yes.
Okay. I was under the impression that it was Oro and a giant. That was the show. But there was quite a lot more to the show there, wasn't it?
But tonight, for a special occasion, yeah.
Interesting. A special occasion. See, I'd heard on the grapevine, Oro, that you had left the circus.
Taking some time away? Sure.
Was it adventuring?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Take this time away, and suddenly you return with a new act. An act that nobody has seen before.
Hmm.
Although I'm not stupid, I don't think that you are stupid. But I don't believe that that was the act. I believe something went awry upon that stage. And your friends here, I assume your adventuring party, saved the day. Would that be correct?
Can I do a quick insight check to see if he sounds like he's being more threatening or more like
Sure.
probing?
Feel free.
Yeah,
What'd you get?
15.
Probing is
Okay.
the read that you're getting,
Okay.
which is a great word. Everyone loves to be probed.
That's Tom's advice of the day. Just-
Everybody likes to be probed. I got two baby catch-up docs.
If you decide to start doing highlights again, Jenny, can I humbly request that go in the highlight video somewhere? If you decide to do it, no compulsion.
I agree.
Always be probed.
ABB.
Oh my god.
Do I recognize this guy?
No. There have been
I
plenty of
recognise this
people
guy.
who have come through. No. There have been plenty of people who have come through the VIP booth. They are often very well off. And you know, there's been a broad range of it. There are you will go weeks without anybody renting that booth out though. Like they aren't super duper common, but when they do, they tend to splash quite a lot of cash. And paying for the VIP booth in itself is quite expensive. But the idea of probing is so alien to me.
Is what's the lady, is she still in the room? How does she react Hilda? How does she react when he asks that question?
She's kind of just pottering around in the background. She's
Okay.
kind of doing her own thing. She's not paying full attention, or at least she doesn't. She appears to not be paying full attention. What you've
I
met
can't
of her,
glean anything.
I mean, what you've met of her, and what you've met her, and what you can kind of glean from her is that she's very perceptive. So you find it very unlikely that she's not listening in at all. But she hasn't chimed in at all. So you're adventurers, and something went awry on stage.
I'm just standing there awkwardly, quietly, and waiting for Oro to say something.
You see, I'm in need of adventurers.
What for?
Well, I have a job.
What's the job?
Well, I would have to discuss that with some adventurers.
Well, we are some adventurers.
Excellent. I'm glad that we're all on the same page.
This is like 4 pages of the same thing again and again. Are you adventurous? Yes. So, you need a
Take
job?
the
What
test.
job? Yeah.
You see, I am the owner of some land nearby. And I have many farms and homes that kind of I own and rent to people, or I give them their land and they pay me back with whatever goods they make from their farming. And somebody has gone missing.
Oh.
I would pay very good money if someone were to find out what has happened and save her if possible, return her.
How long has she been missing?
She's been missing a week.
Okay.
A week, I feel, is a rather generous grace period by which we hope that she returns of her own volition. Perhaps that she had gone missing because she decided to take a walk down to town or something and just
On the wild side.
But unfortunately, she has not returned, and we fear for her, or rather, the village people do. It's bad for business if people go missing, you see. So obviously that is something that I'm concerned with. I would have put up a adventuring post of some kind, but, well, you're here. And I saw your show, and you are very impressive.
Thanks.
So you seem capable. I'm happy to pay a large sum.
Are we outside of the adventure zone?
Big time.
This fucking adventure zone.
Welcome to the adventure zone.
How do we? Does Randall know how you would become? How do you get like an adventuring license in the rest of this area world?
It is very likely that Randall would, quite unlikely, or incredibly unlikely that Neroli would, and quite unlikely that Oro would.
Not know how to get one, or
Yeah.
be able to get one.
Well, know how to get one.
Okay.
Randall, from what you gather, most towns and villages will have some kind of they'll have like especially towns in particular have a wizard who is kind of there's kind of part of an organization of wizards throughout Cormyr that kind of regulate spell casting, and they are there to kind of protect the realm, as it were. They kind of serve the community.
Flaming Fist kind of thing.
Not quite Flaming Fist, but yeah. But they are specifically wizards. And getting a contract to kind of sign up to the Charter of Adventurers, as it were, is a yearly subscription that costs about 35 gold for kind of basic services, kind of just like you get a license.
So I'm just going to say, like, I'm sure my friends and I would gladly help, but we're outside of our allowed adventure zone. We're currently only adventuring in Nesmith, but I'm sure someone with such ties as yourself might be able to aid us in getting a full adventuring license where we might be able to help you, or we will be able to help you.
Okay, you want to go for a persuasion check there?
No, I'd rather he just did it, but
Aura's excited about a full adventuring license. She's like, oh, really? Oh my god.
Really?
Really?
I've forgotten what they're called.
I've been considering blue and green hair, Adam, by the way. I can't decide which one I want to do. We're talking about my dragon onesie.
Flip a coin.
half and half. Or half and half.
Especially because I part it in different ways every day. It would be absolutely terrible if I were to try to like split it down any type of line.
Okay, well, he says, so you rolled a 13 persuasion.
Very persuasive.
He says, I see, so you're not chartered then? Not officially?
Not yet. No. Not
Well,
outside of Nesmith.
Yeah, we are there. So if your land's nearby and you were to go to the guild there and submitted us a request, then we could.
I would believe that people like yourselves, successful adventurers, would have probably made enough money to pay for your own adventuring charter. Even here in Eggbirth, I believe the wizard here is one of the members of your circus, is he not?
Would I know that?
Give me a history check. Like history / memory check.
17 history check.
It's not something that's necessarily interested you in the past, so you haven't really paid attention, but you're fairly certain at some point Francois has mentioned being Egbert's war wizard. But he's kind of been like, it's such a low, like it requires so little of his time because Egbert is not really a target for anything ever. Nothing really interesting happens there apart from the circus. That it barely registers with him.
I think he is. I think I've heard him say that before. Should we ask him? Is that what he's supposed to do?
I believe there's some kind of fee that you must pay, but apart from that,
Well, can ask him.
So you'll agree to my quest?
Do you want to tell us more about the quest?
Well, a poor young girl has gone missing.
Any more than that? Like where she was last? Like who she is? What
Well,
her name is?
you'll come to our village, and you'll have to do some detective work. I believe that's what some adventurers do. Is that not? It's not all slaying dragons.
I suppose we'll have to go talk to your friend, and I look at Oro, and get registered. And as long as there's not any issues with that, then we could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, in which case, very excited to see.
What does Randall keep trying to say? What do you?
Is he letting himself be interrupted here, or is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I see you keep being interrupted, Aura's going to be like, "What are you trying to say, Randall?"
It's fine. Very well.
Inside joke. Is it fine?
half a day travel north along the Blister Trail. You'll find us. A small hallow is our name. I look forward to seeing you. Goodbye. And he just kind of leaves.
He floats away.
Unless you make any attempt to stop him, he seems very matter of fact of like, I've given you what I want you to do. You've not said no. That means you're going to do it. See you there.
We'll ask Francois and see what happens.
He's gone.
I tried. What were you going to say, Randall? Was there?
Well, how much reward will we get?
You said something about lots of gold? Question mark. This is something that you should have said. You should have said it. Why didn't you say it?
Well, everyone was talking, and
but I said, what are you going to say?
It seemed rude.
Communication, Randall. Like, just
joining the Adventurers Guild or the getting your adventurers licenses, and it isn't cheap. And like we've done some stuff, but I don't. If he's gonna give us just a few gold, it's kind of like not worth it.
Well, maybe Francois can give us a discount.
Maybe you can sell those arrows to him.
Yeah, it's genius.
Goldfinch. Think of the exposure you're being paid.
Oh shit, you're right. I love me some of that exposure.
That's the other thing that concerns me is this guy seems to be really disconnected from normal people. So his idea of a lot of money might be like a handful of silver pieces. Like, oh yes, that's more than I pay my peasants in a year.
Well, we can ask him before we actually agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
He also didn't tell us where his village is, just a half a day away, which could be anywhere.
He said half a day north up the Blister Trail.
Oh, north of the Blister Trail. Just kidding. Redact that statement. Gnarly was definitely deep in thought at the time.
Okay, don't worry. Your DM's got you covered.
Was it the Blister Trail? Like,
yep.
Gonna have bad feet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wear your good shoes.
It won't matter.
Yeah, you brought a cart here, but it was not your cart.
No.
I do think we shouldn't stay here too long, so if that's one direction we can leave in, then that's fine.
Yeah.
shall I put us back on the other map? Oh, the blister trail's not on here. Womp,
That
womp,
is
womp.
deceit.
Doesn't exist. We can't find the place. It's a mystery.
Mr. Wee.
It'll always be a mystery.
Mr. Tree.
I'm there in the woods.
Mr.
I have a better map, but I'm trying to keep it under
Secret.
wraps until
Ooh.
we need
Till
to
something happens.
explore a little bit further than just this local vicinity.
Okay.
Right,
Is everything on fire in that map?
Yeah, I just reveal you that and everything is on fire forever. So the trail that you will be taking, if you were to do this, is up here. To go along there, yeah. This is purple trail here. That's the blister trail.
I see.
It is not a main road.
That must be why it's called the Blister Trail.
Yeah, the Way of the Manticore is the road that you were on previously, which is this long road that goes from near, like the crossroads near Nesmith, all the way down into Daelun and onward.
All the way down.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this drawing?
It's a kitty.
It's a cat.
Oh, I don't have the eyes. It's just like they're just like lines. They're not dots for me.
Oh,
Okay.
I tried.
I'm sorry that Roll20 ruined your
My beautiful art.
your creative vision. Okay. So Hilda kind of inserts herself in and she's like, hello. So everything okay?
He wanted us to do some adventure for him.
Yeah.
Is he cool? Is he an alright dude? Have you seen him before?
Well, he seems a bit of an odd sort, but paying work is paying work.
Well, we have to get a license to do adventure and stuff around here, which
You don't
might
have
cost.
one already?
Well, we have one just for Nesmith, the other place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're quite a common thing.
Apparently, that might cost a lot of money. I don't know. We don't know how much we're gonna get paid from this dude, so.
Well, he seems quite rich.
Yeah, but he might be like, here's a couple pennies.
Well,
Thanks.
Maybe, if he doesn't pay you correctly, you make it up in other ways. She's suggesting that you steal from him.
Oh.
I got that. That was the impression that I got from that.
You didn't pay me enough, so I'm gonna have.
Take your clothes off.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Yes. Well, if he's rich, he's not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
Eat the rich, as it were.
Is Francois a part of the adventuring guild person thing that can give?
Yes, I believe
Thanks.
that's one of his hobbies.
Okay, we should try and find him and ask him about that because we need a license.
I'm sure he can work something out for you there. I think it's quite a common practice. The adventuring charter is quite a. Cormyr is full of adventurers.
Apparently so. I don't know.
I have another. There is something more pressing I would like to talk to you about. I said when saying more pressing, it's pressing. And I have your tarot readings to do.
Doesn't already have them.
I definitely haven't done them already.
That could possibly work.
Not that she does
It's
that.
better
every
to do
performance.
them live.
She does them. She does them for her performance anyway.
She knows the future, so she already knew what they were before she drew them.
Which that's what she does for her main performances.
Exactly.
But she's going to do it live for you guys, I guess.
Whoa.
But I would please take a seat. Take a seat. You see at the table once again there are kind of bowls of stew. A nice tasty stew.
Stew.
Tasty, tasty stew.
For me and you. It's herb stew. That's my tip.
Wow. Perfect.
So are we taking a seat at the dinner table, having a nice sit down with
Yeah.
Hilda?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So she takes a seat and she seems to get a little bit more somber. And she says, I don't think I ever told you this before, Oro. But it's been a while since I've taken a lover. The reason for that is that the last that I took, I fell for quite deeply. His name was Eleron, and he was a different sort. He was a very special man. We shared a love of living life on the edge. We enjoyed playing with fate. Many years ago, 18 years ago, to be slightly more precise, we drew from the deck of many things. As a celebration of our anniversary, we decided that we would each pull one card. Did you say Elrond? Eleron! Adam, tracting from my dramatic context.
How do you spell that?
Ellaron. One way to spice things up in the bedroom. We drew one card. The deck of many things is a very powerful set of cards. It is an artifact of incredible power, but also incredible risk. You have seen one of these cards before, Oro.
Mm-hmm.
It is a card that is very precious to me. When you use the deck of many things, you declare that you will draw a certain number of cards. Then you must draw that card, or you will lose your deck of many things forever. We sat quite drunk, and we told each other to pull one card. We made our declarations, and we drew. I received the Vizier card. It is a card that gives you guidance. It is a card that gives you direction. It is the card that you have seen before, Oro. Feeling silly and quite drunk as I was, I asked, where should we go to drink? And I got the vision of the Eggbirth Arms. I went to the Eggbirth Arms later that evening and I found you. Unfortunately, Eleron did not pull such a benevolent card. Eleron drew the Void. He was snatched away from me before my eyes. 18 years ago. It's been 18 years since I have seen my love. Being such a great diviner, you would expect that I would be able to find him with ease, but he has been hidden from me by powerful magics. Until recently. Recently, my divinations said, not wait, but now. And I was given an insight into his location. When you pull the Void card, you are secreted away in some gem, and you are the possession of some horrible entity, some beast, some creature. And I believe I know where he is. I would like very much for you to find him for me.
Where is he?
He is, I believe, in the possession of a gentleman named Broderick Black Eyes Shelley. A pirate wretch. A pirate wretch that is cunning and greedy, but also as stupid as they come. You see, Broderick Shelley has been dead for many years, but he does not know it. He runs a pirate cove down on the Blue Mist Trail off the Dragonmere in the Cove of the Wyvern Flow.
Everyone struggling to write it down as quick as possible.
So many notes!
So many important information.
I like put my
So
keyboard in front of
many
me and I was like,
words.
okay.
I can give you all this. I can give you all this stuff.
Okay.
You're not in a like. Some things I'll be like, well, bitch, I'm only telling you once. Sometimes, when it comes to like, I'm fucking. I have a sieve for a brain when it comes to names. I'm not gonna make you remember names. You're okay. But he is not of the living. Neither are his crew. And I believe that he is in possession of my beloved. I will say this, however. He's not going anywhere. If you have other quests that you need to see, I can wait. I've waited 18 years. I can wait some more time.
Wow. Well, hell yeah, we'll do that.
I would appreciate it very much.
I'm sorry that
I've
happened.
always considered myself your mother. And if I am your mother, then he would be your father.
We'll get him.
Thank you very much, Roy. Did he find a chest of Mayan gold that turns them into the undead? And does he have a lovable ex-character wandering around that you have heard of? No.
But you have heard of me.
No.
No copyright
Pirates
infringement.
of the place. No pirates of the place. But she lets that sit for a little while. It's kind of like a tale of I mean, she's a storyteller. She likes to to let it breathe for a second, kind of mystery and woe, and then just be like silent for a moment, taken to just absorb what I've just said. And she goes, "Okay, excellent. Thank you very much."
Okay, yep. Of course.
That's pretty much the best details I can give you. But if you have any other questions, we can discuss this at a later date. But for now, shall we do our tarot readings?
Sure.
Excellent. She kind of picks up the tray that had her soup on, and she puts it down aside, and she wanders away. And for the next couple of moments, you hear her kind of shuffling around, and it almost seems like she's pulling cards from multiple different places that are around the room and putting them together into one deck. It looks like she's doing it from multiple decks, multiple places where different cards are concealed, and pulling them together. Like, she'll take a couple of cards from one stack and then she'll put them into her hand, and then take a couple of cards from another stack and put them into her hand. Like, she doesn't have one deck dedicated to this, but she's pulling cards just out of wherever she can find them And she's being, it partly seems haphazard and just unorganized, but it seems kind of very directed. It seems like she knows what she's doing. And like she's doing it with purpose. It just is a purpose that's way beyond anything you could logically explain. But she brings all of these cards together, and she sits down in front of you, and you've still got your stews in front of you. And sat directly opposite her now is Nerily, and she looks at you. She just says, "Oh, you just do you. You continue. You guys do whatever you want to do." And she just stares at you. And I'm sure you find this quite uncomfortable. There's just this old lady just kind of just staring at you. She does not, she doesn't have any particular expression on her face. It goes quite blank for quite a long time. Is there anything that you guys say whilst you're kind of just sat there having a stew?
Good stew, hey?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm just sitting there quietly and awkwardly because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk or if I'm supposed to be like focusing.
Sure.
But I'm kind of like squirmy.
Okay. She pulls a card down without looking at it and puts it down, face down in front of you. She pulls another card, face down in front of you. She pulls another card, face down in front of you. She has 3 cards. And she says, "These cards will tell your story. And they may reveal something about you and those around you. It may reveal nothing at all. But I believe in these cards." She pulls the first one and she flips it face up. What you can see is that this card is it's almost animated. It looks like it's moving. But on the face of it, you can see a cloud. It's kind of like an ink blot Rorschach test sort of situation where there is a large kind of a shape, like an amalgamation of these clouds that kind of keeps its structure, but around it seems to shift and move. The shape itself to you seems, it looks like it's an ink block, it's kind of like a weird shape. But she looks at it and she kind of takes it in for a moment. Just, okay. She pulls her next card and she flips it face up. You realize again, even from the back of the cards, that the back of the cards look different because she's been pulling from these different decks. But as she flips it face up once more, you see that it has a very similar kind of, it's the clouds once again. This is a different color. This is a purple where the first is more grays and blues. But you see that it is, once again, a shifting shape. There is one kind of general motif of a shape that's in the center of it, that's kind of spread out once again. But as you look at it, every time you look at it, you see something slightly different about it. And it does look like it's moving and shifting. And she looks at it and she pauses. And she pulls the next card, flips it up. And you see once again, in this case, it's a red card with once again, it's kind of this cloud that's shifting, that has one kind of vague general shape that stays put where the rest of it moves around. She says, "I see. Oh, my dear. Well, here I see my Oro. I see that she is finding herself. I see that she is on a path to a stage much grander than ours. Here I see Randall." She looks at the second card. "I see you chasing a forgotten story. A story that maybe cannot be remembered." And she pulls the third card and she says, "Here I see Nerily and my sweet child, my cherub. They tell me your story. I can see that you ran, but tonight you have put a spotlight on yourself. And you must be more careful." And she puts the cards aside. She reshuffles them. And she stands up, still like very grand dress that she's wearing from stage, and she walks back to each of the different various places that she puts cards through, and she puts each of them back in the exact same location that she found them in. And she comes back and she sits down. She says, reading the cards is very draining, my dears. You can see that already she kind of looks very tired. It has been a long day.
True.
I've very much had an appreciation of seeing my Oro back and to meeting each of you. She waves at Nugget.
Just poking his head in the tent.
Yeah. He's looking for another good berry.
His little banana nose poking in.
Yeah, exactly. And she says, I need to rest.
Okay.
Oro, my sweet, will you be leaving tomorrow?
I believe so, yeah.
Then say goodbye to me before you leave.
Of course.
Wake me up
Before you
go.
go.
Wake me up.
Right, well, before you go, she shuffles over to this kind of like vanity mirror set of drawers. She opens one of the drawers. She rummages through, and you can see that there's some underwear in there. And she pulls something out from underneath it all, and it's some bars of chocolate. Like just small little bars of chocolate, like if you had like a dairy milk or whatever, and it's just like 2 little cubes or whatever, but they're like individually wrapped. And she just gives each of them to you. And then she pulls another good berry from her pocket. It's just, she shuffles over to the door and feeds it to Nugget. Good boy. Now, each of you, off to bed with you.
Yeah.
Be good. Wash behind your ears. Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Especially those. And she gets behind. She gets like a little tickle behind Oro's ears. Mom, stop.
Do the drink. Is it like actually? What time is it now? Is it?
It's late evening now. Yeah. The show lasts a long time. You were preparing for quite a few hours, at least on noon. You know, you've had a chance to kind of sit down and have some food and stuff. It's late now.
Okay. We can talk to Francois in the morning then? Yes.
Is that your wizard friend who
Yeah.
we need to buy the thing from? Is it like what, like late evening, like people are going to bed, or late evening, like?
There are a couple of places that you can hear that are still having like smaller parties. It's kind of like the circus is a very kind of you know, they've got small knit communities within the community. Like some people like to just kind of keep to themselves and their close friends. Other people prefer to have larger parties, and they are shuffling between groups, kind of mingling. Like, oh, I've spent an hour here with these people. I'm kind of done with them. I'm gonna go somewhere else, that kind of thing.
Okay.
In some situations, you can see that you know, it looks like they're kind of between the different circuses and stuff. But back in the area where most people are sleeping, especially where your tents are, is relatively quiet. It's quiet enough to sleep if you wanted to.
From
morning
my
is good.
experiences with Francois, do I think that he'll be asleep now, or do I think that is he like a late night wizard? Need to get on that, get on that civilization.
This isn't. He's a very traditional circus performer, in that the circus is his life, and he really likes to kind of get into the networking aspect of it. Like he would probably, as from what you know of him, you think he would feel obliged to stay up and mingle for a little bit. But it's hard to tell because, you know, he's probably quite put out after the extra work that he had to put in today, trying to make sure that
Yeah.
your show in particular didn't go to fucking go to hell.
Mhm.
But you can have a look around, see if you can find him.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to go find Francois, or do you want to find him tomorrow?
Either way is fine.
Yeah, whenever. If he's probably tired after what happened, so
Okay.
it's only half a day travel.
True. Maybe we should go to bed then.
Okay.
You okay, Nerly?
I feel a bit like a spectacle. I don't know. I'm just worried.
It'll be okay. Let's get some
I
sleep.
hope so.
We've had a big day. I'm gonna eat this chocolate and not clean behind my ears. Fuck you.
Mine definitely goes into my bag. I'm saving that for later.
Yeah, I eat
Like,
one
super
and save
full.
the other one.
No. Both of Randall's already gone.
So you go back to your tent, and you have a moment to reflect upon the cards that the reading that was done today. What are our individual characters' thoughts about the stories that were kind of brought forward from that? We'll leave Nerdy for last because Nerdy's probably got the most to comment on.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure each of you also have thoughts to mind. So, Oro, your reading was, and these are kind of like adjacent to Nerdy's reading of what she heard. Yours was along the lines of essentially that she saw you finding yourself and being on a path to a stage much grander than ours, in reference to the circus. And what did Oro get from that and the others, of course, as well?
Cool. I'm glad shit's going great, but Oro's pretty loyal, so if it is an actual stage, then she's like, oh, whatever, cool, I'm doing great, sweet.
Okay, so if it were another circus, for example,
Nah.
she wouldn't be interested.
No.
Okay.
Circus of the Gods.
What does she think about if we were to reflect on the words that were said to Randall about him chasing a forgotten story that was perhaps not able to be remembered?
I mean, Oro knows that Randall knows a lot of stories. Kind of like, you might have forgotten one. Like, isn't really thinking too much about it. Like, I might have forgotten.
Okay.
Cool.
How about Nerdy's then?
Well, because she knows that Nerly was a little bit upset afterwards, then she's a little bit like, oh. And I don't know whether Oro probably would have vaguely noticed that the wings happened again in the performance, but not really thought about it too much because about to die type of thing, so we didn't really pay much attention to it.
Fair enough. I think you.
It's fair.
Okay, so that's not necessarily something that's at the forefront of her.
Well, she didn't realize it at the time, but now she's like, oh, the wings happened. Oh, she noticed it now. She didn't notice it before. Oh, okay. It's not a good thing. Why isn't it a good thing? Why is she under threat? I don't get it.
Yeah. So what does Oro think about the reading that Nerly got, saying essentially that she ran and that she's put a spotlight on herself?
That Nerly isn't telling us something, and we don't know. I don't know whether she will tell us, but she's evident that something's happening. She's upset about it. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Randall.
Dosh boy.
Does you? All the above. Unless
Okay.
you would prefer for me to do the same as I did for Jenny and break it down.
I don't mind. I remember everyone's character name, so it's not too difficult.
Wow, flex.
This is where I immediately forget everyone's name.
I was
Yeah.
going to say it's not the names that's the problem; it's the things that they had in their readings. But sure, go on.
So for Oros, I don't know. I think Randall probably thinks it's a bit like it seems really vague to him. Like it doesn't really like the other ones seem to have a lot like a bit more concrete, like
Sure.
a bit more like something that you can disassemble rather than just being like. Although finding yourself is an interesting thing. For Neuralise, I think he's mostly focusing on the like running from something,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why she's like hiding the wings. Does that mean is that gonna help people? Like, is she running from someone, and that's like they're gonna find her by word of mouth of like there was this winged lady, and then that they're gonna use that to like track her? Is that why she's like so worried about this? And then for his own one, it's like I think it's almost sounds like a contradiction, like or like it's like trying to like over analyze the words. So like
Sure.
it's a forgotten story that can't be remembered. Is that because nobody remembers it, or like there's something fundamental about the story which means like it's like a magical story that you actually can't remember it, like it goes out of your head as soon as you think about it, which is why it's forgotten? Or is it
Does that resonate with Randall at all for what he's experienced in his adventuring career?
I mean, he probably feels a little bit so far that he is chasing a story that is somewhat lost because there's all this stuff in the town that they've just come from where a whole bunch of history seems to have been lost and people have forgotten stuff. Like, we found all the sewers that no one knew about, or there's the statues about stuff that people tore down, or there's where the hill giants attacked that no one seems to talk about or remember.
Okay, cool. Neurally, let's unpack some of your shit we got going on here. Do I always start off with
Just keep opening the box again.
start off with Oro.
Mm-hmm.
So how does Neurally feel about Oro's reading?
Yeah, so she's kind of sitting there, and that was one of those like you listen to her, Hilda saying it, and she's like, good, she deserves it. She's a good person and she tries hard, and I think she already knows who she is, but maybe there's something about herself that she can find along the way, and I'm glad that it'll go well, because it just sounded like genuinely like generally positive or whatever. So it was kind of like, good, that's good, I'm glad. And then Randall's was kind of like, maybe he's forgotten something about his past. Like, I don't think he's talked about it much. I don't know if he's mentioned in character the farm, but she knows that he like studies a lot, but she doesn't know like where he came from before that. And so
I'll for the sake of making sure everyone's on the same page regarding that, that did come up when Hilda was like grilling him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So it's kind of like she saw it as something about him and his past that must be forgotten, and maybe that's why he left. Like, she knows about the note and she knows about Caspian and all that, but it came to him for a reason. So clearly, he has a story to be told as well.
Sure.
So it's almost like they both have stories to be told. Oro's going to find hers. Randall is still searching. Is kind of like the impression that she got from those two.
How about her own?
She'd already felt very like exposed, and that just kind of confirmed her fear that people will talk and that she needs to leave. Like now.
Sure.
Like as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay, how does Nerly feel about exploring her kind of origins with her party members? Like, so basically, Nerly was visibly upset about the reading, and Oro picked up on that and asked you a couple questions, but she didn't necessarily want to just be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Running from something? What the fuck is that about?
I think
she was tiptoeing about it, but
yeah. I think at the time she was so like overcome with not overcome, but like so preoccupied with the worry about the situation, the like anxiety, that she wasn't really interested in like having that conversation at that moment. But I think that it will happen, probably in like bits, because she doesn't want to like make them feel like they can't trust her, and also like because now at this point it's like, well, okay, shit. So it's a little bit that, and then also like it would be wrong of her to like keep them in the dark when they might need to know something. Sure. If that makes sense. So she's struggling with the confirmation of her worry, and also like what to say and when.
Okay. So you are, back in your tent. You have a chance to kind of really kind of sit on what it is that you've experienced today. Is there anything you guys want to like talk about before you go to bed, or are you just happy to kind of like? Is there anything you want to talk about? Do blah 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 before you go to bed, or is it kind of let's just sleep on this and talk in the morning?
Oro gets into bed, gets all tucked up, and then starts to feel the overwhelming feeling of guilt that she hasn't washed behind her ears. So she gets up and washes behind her ears and then goes back in bed.
I love it.
That was really good.
I'm super like 1,000-yard stare, walk straight to the tent, get like you're like ready for bed like you do when you're sharing space with someone, where you have like your little bowl and you like wash your face in your hands, and you do like what you can when people are around, and just kind of like lay down immediately.
Okay. Anything for Randall?
So I think Randall is probably just going to be furiously scribbling because so much has happened today. He wants to like write down while it's still fresh in his mind and still like remembers.
Cool. I think now's a really good time for a bio break.
I do.
You need this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Furious nodding. I need
well, mostly because I want hot chocolate.
Oh,
that's bitch.
It's too warm for hot chocolate. I can't have hot chocolate now.
Wow,
it's too warm.
Well, you're not having it. It's me. So it's fine.
I know.
All right. All right. It's Lou time.
Blurb. Oh, hey, Mary.
Hey.
I hope you're okay.
You've missed so much.
So much. I almost killed a man, but I didn't. Thank God. Go for a bit of a try.
I'm gonna go for a try. I don't feel like I need a wee, but when you're near a bathroom, suddenly your body's like, oh, hey, remember what this is?
We know what we do here. All right, go stretch, everyone. Go stretch.
Gee whiz. I'm looking forward to that noise in the background.
Hello.
What was I could hear something in the background, but I couldn't tell what
I
it
was
was.
talking to my dad.
Oh. Right.
What did it sound like?
Oro Shankly? I just know it sounded like someone was talking in like a bathroom or something. It's very odd. Put that away. Oro Shankly one? No. Now for the bathroom sprints. What were these readings? Like a tarot, essentially. Without me having to describe individual cards that people drew.
Yeah, I noticed that. Whilst you were about to explain it, I was like, I wonder if Tom actually went through the tarot cards to find
I was
one.
going to, but I was like, I don't know. I felt like I wanted it to be more fantasy.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I didn't want it to be too rooted in like real world tarot, as it were.
Yeah.
More open to interpretation, on a very literal level.
That's fair.
But it is what it is. I've got Saucy sending me photos of her gecko.
Oh.
Which is adorable. She's just got this new gecko, and she's been paying very close attention to their poops. Because it's a very important sign as to how comfortable they are and whether or not they're unwell and that kind of stuff.
Right. She's not sending you pictures of that, right? It's just
No, I have not seen any of the
Okay.
poops, thankfully, but apparently they sound terrible. So
Nice.
sound terrible, smell terrible.
Nice. Yeah, in
So,
other news, Oro's mom is super reckless. She got drunk and pulled a deck of many things, right?
Yeah, that's a big.
Jesus. Do I still have that card?
She likes risks, you know. She likes to live on the edge.
I still have my void card.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have it like right up there. Emergency
I
void card.
I've completely forgotten you had the void card.
It's so pretty.
It's gorgeous.
Good neat.
That didn't even occur to me when I did this whole void card thing for this quest. Genuinely, the fact that lines up is astronomical.
Right? I was suspicious of her.
What?
There's nothing wrong with Hilda. She's a perfect human being.
She's lovely.
Exactly.
You got to draw a line. There's got to be a line in the sand for how much you fuck with a player's backstory.
Yes.
And if Jenny says Hilda was a sweet angel lady, then Hilda's a sweet angel lady. But I don't want to be like, oh yeah, everything you told me about your backstory is complete bullshit, by the way.
Evil witch.
Tarantulas is the same. Poop on the floor, happy spood. Poop fired at the wall at force, unhappy spood.
Wow.
I like that idea of like when you pop a cork or something. Then tarantulas really needed to poop. That's a bit much. Welcome back. Where's your hot chocolate?
It's in my cup. My mug.
Whoa.
I've only got boring mug.
Oh. What are you doing?
All the other ones are in the dishwasher.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off.
Sweet angel lady that gets drunk and plays Russian roulette with the universe. Listen, she likes to live life on the edge.
It's fine, you know, she didn't kill anyone. Jeez.
Also, we don't know how old she is, so I'm sure that gets to a certain age and you kind of
You got to spice things up.
you gotta spice things up. You kind of get bored with life, you know. You gotta try and take some risks.
With a deck of any things, if you said, I'm going to draw 5 cards because you're insane, and then you drew like the void, do you carry on drawing cards or does it just end?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the book does say.
Because you could just say, I'm going to draw all of them. And then
then every terrible thing happens to you.
But then all the good things happen. And some of the good things are like a wish spell, which you could then wish that all the terrible things didn't happen.
Genius.
I've broken the deck of many things.
Oh my god.
I found the loophole.
Let's have a look.
Except for I think some of the cards are like irreversible death.
Shit.
Before you draw a card, you must declare how many cards you intend to draw and then draw them randomly. Any cards drawn in excess of this number have no effect. Otherwise, as soon as you draw a card from the deck, its magic takes effect. So it's immediate.
Damn it.
Does the card get left behind?
No. Once a card is drawn, it fades from existence.
Oh.
How many cards are in a deck of many things?
It depends. There are multiple versions that have
There are
different
many
amounts.
decks of many decks of things.
There are sizes of decks of many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them have more cards than others, including different cards and stuff.
Man. Ah,
Everyone have a good pee break?
great.
Good try?
So good.
Fill my drink too.
Nice.
Oh, shit, I'm supposed to fill mine.
Go do that. Laughed at that. Like he was getting out of schoolwork or something.
Yeah.
54 in a full deck?
54 cards.
Is it like half good, half bad, or is there like a leeway between more bad cards or more good cards?
It's like it's not. Some of them aren't even like bad or good. They're just like one of them, like destroys all the magic items in an area, which could be bad if you have magic items, but could be good if you are like fighting somebody who has a really powerful magic item. Like sometimes it's like situational.
Is
Like,
the deck of many things a magical item?
Yep.
So would that disappear as well? Does it destroy the rest of the
So it
cards?
says most 75% of these decks have only 13 cards, but the rest have 22.
Oh. Oh.
It's a wireless headset.
Is that because some people like have already pulled some cards from the other ones?
They've gone now.
Mhm.
Can't mass produce these things.
Want more information? We're gonna have to do another one of those not charity games, community D&D games where I go into the deck of many things stuff.
Because that means if you could find one with less cards in it, you're more likely to be getting a good card because they probably pulled a bad card and been like whisked away to some horrible place
You're right.
and then dropped it and someone else has found it.
You're right. You're a genius.
Yep.
That's the way you play the game.
If we find a deck of many things with few cards in it, I'm drawing all of them. Guaranteed good cards.
Fucking hell. But no, Adam's right. Deck of many things. People who pull from the deck of many things have got risky business all about them.
Yeah, only in one shots.
Yeah, one shot. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. So we have a nice restful night's sleep. Occasionally you're woken up by the chatter of tent adjacent to you, who are clearly quite drunk and merry. At one point in the night, you hear some chants of Hilda, 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 woo, because everyone's just, happy birthday to Hilda. And you wake up feeling mostly rested. You got all your spell slots and health points and stuff, so everything's fine that way.
Sweet.
How are we feeling in the morning?
Well rested. My ears feel very clean.
Anxious.
Okay, doke. How about Randall?
I just rested as well. Like,
Nothing special today.
no.
Nothing special. Okay, cool. Well, you wake up in the morning and Randall and Oro, you're feeling just dandy, fine. You can tell that Niridi isn't necessarily her usual cheerful self. She's got a little bit of an edge to her. She looks a little bit anxious and kind of, you kind of wake up and correct me if I'm wrong. She's already packed when you guys are kind of milling around a little bit. You don't feel like you're in a rush, but Nerali's good to go. You're kind of just like taking your time, and she's like,
Got
come on,
ready.
come on, yeah, she's ready. So what do you want to do with your day?
Should we go find Francois?
Yeah, we need to find.
Yeah, that'll determine what the rest of the day looks like.
Okay, let's do that.
Well,
Before we go, you know the robe that I used to wear before I got this one, and I'm like gesturing at the fancy one that doesn't get dirty. And I like open up my bag and I kind of like pull out a bit of like it's not like rough spun. It's like, it looks like it's like soft and well made or whatever, but it's obviously like homemade, if that makes sense.
Rustic.
Yeah, rustic. Yeah, shabby chic. No, I'm kidding. It's just rustic. It's like well made, but yeah, obviously like natural or whatever.
Not made in a factory.
Yeah, not that they have factories here, but I imagine
Magic
that like
factories.
it's one of those things where like clearly dyed with like natural dyes, that sort of thing. It's like grayish. It's not necessarily like completely consistent the whole way through
slightly
or whatever.
flawed, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And she's kind of like holding it and she says, if you see anyone wearing something like this or with like moons on their clothing, could be gray, could be blue, just walk the other way.
Okay.
You in trouble?
I don't know. I think so.
Randall's
Okay.
notes are, she is in trouble.
100%
Who
in
did she
trouble.
kill? No.
I don't really know. I don't remember a lot from when I was little, but the place that I lived for my whole life all turned against me, and I don't really know what I did. And I had to leave. And Danira said that I can't go back and that I shouldn't talk to them anymore. And that they're dangerous.
They're dangerous?
I didn't know they were dangerous.
Oh.
He taught me how to take care of myself.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep you safe. Right, Randall?
Yes.
We got them
We
good
kept each
sea
other
eyes.
safe this far.
Exactly.
Just don't get hurt on my account.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about a thing. Baby girl.
Wait, is that circus speak? Oh my god, hang on.
Baby girl.
Baby girl.
Baby girl. How do you spell
And
that?
she's like, the hood goes like all the way over. It's like a huge one anyway. And it just goes like all the way over where like her hair is tucked in. You can't see it. And it's like down to her eyes, basically.
Shit, you look edgy as fuck. Nice. Okay.
So edgy.
So edgy.
Nerly is the very picture of edgy. Definitely.
Baby girl is now a circus word.
How have you spelt it?
BBYGUUR.
Oh, I know. I like it. I like it.
Baby girl.
Baby girl.
Baby girl.
Baby
Baby girl.
But she has some rough ass cult tattoos, Fiori.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you've debriefed a little bit.
Debriefed.
Debriefed a little bit. We've got debriefed is
Do
taken
they
off
remove their
briefs.
briefs? Yep.
Yeah, it's not the same as debriefs.
These briefs.
These briefs, you've debriefed a little bit. So you've kind of come to you've been enlightened to the fact that essentially where Nerdy grew up, those around her who were previously supportive and she was part of this big community or whatever, turned against her and for whatever reason, and she was advised to leave and not go back. And she's essentially said, if you see somebody looking like this in this kind of clothing, give me a heads up and turn around and we'll leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, it doesn't take you very long to find Francois. He's kind of he's kind of low key one of the most important people in the circus, and he's always kind of dodging around doing something, and you see him multiple times, kind of just walking around. As he kind of he passes through the crowd, so you see him over here, and you're like, oh, let's go over there, and then you get there and you see him somewhere else because he's just moving around so much. He's got so many things on his plate. But you finally catch up to him. He says, hello, how's it going today?
Fine. How are you
Is
doing?
everything okay? That was so crazy yesterday.
Yeah, we sorted it out, but it was
Oh my goodness.
not fun.
Is Vince okay? Are you okay? You took like some big hits.
Yeah. Hilda gave me a good berry, so
Oh,
no. And gave Vince one as well.
you
so
are
we're both,
you are okay then.
yeah, top notch now. Everything's perfectly fine.
I've never, if you know Vince for such a long time, he's such a gentle person. I would not even think that he has the capability of hitting so hard. You flew.
That's
You must
what
have
those
broken some
potions do.
bones.
Well, you would have thought my whole body would have been broken, but apparently I'm fine.
Magic!
D&D.
Can't break my bones if they're all already broken.
Come on, there's a mending cantrip cure wounds. Obviously, it just mends you back together. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Typically, the bones will stay roughly together anyway, so mending is
Yeah.
perfect spell.
True. I got 1 HP back, so I'm good. I'm fine.
I healed her several times. There was a lot of healing magic.
Sleep cures all.
True.
So,
That's your tip of the day.
Would you say I feel what?
Sleep cures all.
Oh.
So wise.
Mhm.
You're a wise person.
That's what they call me.
So
The
he
wise
says,
person.
that's your nickname.
Wait, what was it?
The wise person.
Whoa.
Wow, so wise. So, what happened? Why did he?
Someone
Did you have a fight?
no, someone from the other circus shot a dart that was supposed to hit me, but hit Vince and
What the fuck?
yeah.
Oh, I will take this as high up as I possibly can. I'll tell Ilda.
We've already told Hilda about it.
Oh, well, there's really not that much else. I can do then.
We would
Stay
have told
mad.
you first, of course, but she just kind of happened to walk out there.
Oof, I okay. I mean, I will not take it personally. You are very close with Ilda. Of course, you speak to Ilda first.
I mean, she came out of, it was her act next, so she came out and was like, yo, what the fuck? And
Oh,
we were like,
sorry
yeah,
about
what the
that.
fuck? Yeah.
You do not need to spare my feelings.
I know,
yeah,
I just feel bad now all of a sudden. It's like,
It is okay. I mean, I thought we were best friends. But,
yeah, you just weren't there
I
at
gave
the
you that
time.
wand and everything.
Jeez.
well, I'm glad to see that you are uninjured. I said nobody got hurt. You guys on stage, you are natural performers. You give up the adventuring life and you join us now, yes?
You
There's no
travel,
reason to be adventurous. You can stay in the same place and put on a show.
Yeah.
Be
Right,
under
guys?
the spotlight every night.
Yeah. What?
I've already spent long enough staying in one place. I want to see more.
Yeah, I definitely need to leave soon.
Oh, but you were the talk of the town. Well, I've heard from the crowd was that the wings. How did they happen? Magic. Oh, it's so crazy.
Crazy magic. We need to leave because some dude who was in the VIP area asked us to do like a little quest for him, like an adventuring thing.
Oh, it's a VIP area.
Yeah,
it must be ka-ching. Huh?
Well, hopefully, ka-ching. I gotta make that,
Oh,
gotta
but
make that
ka-ching,
retirement
ka-ching.
fund, you know.
Oh, yes.
But
Bit
we,
young to be thinking of retirement funds. You are such a young.
well, if you have the money, you
that's
can retire whenever
smart.
you want, you know.
Yeah,
No, you
you're
have to
such
start thinking about it when you're young because you need your whole life to save up. No, I'm sorry. No more
Yeah,
life
come on,
lessons.
it's a fantasy world, all right?
Fantasy world.
Fantasy world.
I don't want to think about retirement.
This is escapism, Katie.
You started it with your life lessons.
But we don't have a contract. Was it contract? Is the word I'm looking for?
I can't think of the
Permit?
word you're looking for.
A permit?
A permit.
A
Permit. Yeah,
license?
we don't have a
License.
license to do
For what?
adventuring. To adventure in.
Oh,
This
but you are
there.
adventurers already. Have you not been adventuring? Have you been doing it illegally?
No, we just have one for Nesmith. So we just adventure. in Nesmith.
Oh, that's a stupid little thing. You signed that contract? Oh, it's no. Oh, you just get out of that as soon as you can. You're silly. They are taking money from you.
Oh.
You pay 35 gold a year to be on the charter. You are an adventuring party. You had flat payment. I organized them.
Oh. So
As,
I really wish I would have asked you before I left the circus about adventure.
Well, I knew you were going. I think that was a little bit weird that you didn't say anything. But they are they're quite expensive for a young adventurer. Usually, people go out and they join another party who already has one.
No.
You know, rather than starting their own up. Adventuring guilds that have these charters can have many members. They are not usually 3 people. It's not per party, it's per guild, as it were. But is 35 gold will do you for the whole year. You'll be fine. And then if you want to add additional people to your party, we'll cover them.
Oh, so it's not 35 gold a person. It's a total
No.
of 35?
Yes. It is difficult to start adventuring if you do not have that money. But once you start adventuring, this is very lucrative. Pays itself.
Yes.
You have your fee?
Checks, money.
I got some money.
I've also got some money.
I will put 15 bunnies.
It's 35, right? Total or 30?
35.
Okay. I can.
Thanks, value, for not being divisible by 3.
I know. I was like, oh man,
Well,
why?
it's 11 and a bit.
Okay.
11 and a bit. I'm gonna put 12 golden because Norley would have already been like, right, thirds, sure, here you go.
Aura watches someone else who's better at math. Okay, 12 also.
So you got 1 bonus gold for a tip.
Oh, this is very generous of you. I will take that. I can do the paperwork. I need some signatures. Really, we should not be. We should go to the office for this, really. But I've got some paperwork. We are friends. We can do this in my tent. It's fine. So he has a carriage that he has in the back area. From what you understand from your conversation with him as you're like walking back through the circus to try and like explore a little bit with whatever he's saying, he's got like an office in Egbert. where he's he's kind of tucked away in a small office, like above like the pub or whatever. Like it's just a hidden. It's basically one room that is mostly filled with paperwork that he barely goes in. It's kind of his business office for his war wizard stuff, which he very rarely attends to because it's such like a kind of a borderline interest for him. And he seems to have some paperwork aside that he takes away, and he just says, "This signatures here, and he kind of just takes your signatures if you're happy to sign." And he tears off a little bit at the bottom with your signatures and stuff, and says, "Here's your permit, as your charter for the adventuring company, but I will need there is an optional area here for a name at the top of your card. If you do not have a name for your adventuring party, but you come up with one, you send me some kind of message. I will fill it in on the charter, and you will have it on the charter and your card, so that we can make sure that our records are correct.
Oh.
In addition, you should tell me if you add anybody to your guild charter. You are allowed up to 10 people on your charter at any given point. You must be updated."
Oh, okay. We've got to think of a name, most importantly.
It is more of a publicity thing. It is helpful to have a name, but you do not need one. If you do have one, it will be beneficial, probably, but for record keeping mostly. If you think of one, you can let me know.
I wonder if chat can think of a good party name.
Chat's much smarter than we are.
When it comes to party names, I love the idea of party names for D&D groups, but I also know ruin the fuckos.
Or just the fuckos.
Just the fuckos.
And this is why I can't suggest things, because I get way too into like metaphoric, like it'll have like different meanings translated in different languages, and it's just like way too much effort.
One of the reasons that I made sure to make it clear that it's optional and also you can get back to him at a later date is so that if you wanted to have a discussion offline or in the chat or on Discord or whatever, you can do that. And if you don't fancy having a name because you can't decide on one, or if that's just not your jam, then that's fine. Down to the grounders. Oro and the fuckos.
There's something about the fuckos that really, like,
The fuckos.
it sounds good. You want to hire them, you hear that and you're like, ooh.
You got the fuckos on the case.
Oh, hell yeah. The fuckos win again.
We're the fuckos for the job.
That's it. It's the tagline.
Oh my goodness.
I do like that.
Okay.
Can we change our group name if we pick one now? Can we just like email them back and be like, yo, Francois, can we change?
Yes.
Oui, Francois.
So what I'll do is we'll put a pin on that.
Okay.
In fact, what we can do, just for the sake of making it easy, is say that if you do decide within the next week what you want the group to be, we'll say that Nugget in the fuckos! God damn it, that's so good. We'll say that you've decided now, just so you don't have to go through the effort of coming back or sending a message or something.
Okay.
But the decision, if you do make it, won't be on stream. You'll have to do it later, because I don't want one of you to be like, this is a shit name, but I feel like I'm on stream, so I have to say yes. Kind of thing. So,
the inflammatory fuckos.
I love that fuckos is such a consistent thing we've got going on now.
Obviously, see you later, fuckos was a defining moment of this campaign. Like, absolutely, history book stuff.
And so was setting fire to an entire village as well. That's definitely up there.
That pales in comparison. In magnitude as well as warmth and light.
Pyromaniacs.
Is there anything that you guys would like to do whilst you're still in Eggbirth? Or do we want to hit the road? We've got 30 minutes left, and I think I can get to a cliffhanger.
Oh, I've got my backpack on. I'm ready to go. These boots are made for walking.
I gotta say bye to Hilda.
Yeah.
Okay.
She told me to
Mhm.
say bye. And
You
Vince.
say goodbye to Hilda.
And Vince.
Okay, so you get an opportunity to speak to just about everybody you can find, apart from Heidegard, who is nowhere to be seen, although you find that one of your arrows is missing, but only one. There are still 4 left.
Wait, one of them is just missing. Wait, when do I figure this out? Because I want to tell someone else about it at the circus.
Whilst you're at the circus, you figure it out, yeah.
Okay, I'll go back to tell Hilda.
Well,
wait a minute.
you said that you would give him one, right?
Yeah, I said I'd give him one, not come and steal it from me. What the fuck?
As far as you're aware, everything else you have is still there. You're not missing anything else. But I mean, I understand because it's an invasion of privacy. What the fuck? But I just wanted to make it clear to you that you know that everything else is okay.
I'm still pissed about it.
Understandably.
He's going down. I'm taking him to court.
Look out! I'll get you! But you get an opportunity to say goodbye to everybody. Francois is sad to see you go and surprised that these guys don't want to start a circus performance. Hilda is sad to see you go, obviously, but she doesn't seem. She seems she's. The impression that you get is that she's expecting to see you again soon. Which makes sense considering she's asked you to do something for her, and also she can see the future.
Helps.
You get an opportunity to say goodbye to any of the other circus members if you'd like to, including your best friend Khalid and Alan.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you get an opportunity to swing by the merch store one more time as you go. But you leave Egbert. You are on foot, am I right? You don't have the cart that you had last time.
Handstand all the way. Let's go.
I'm on bat.
Cauldron is a collection of bats. It's a group of bats is called a cauldron. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so sick.
Cauldron.
That's so fucking cool.
I'm writing that down.
A cauldron of bats and a murder of crows.
Oh my god,
just the
that's
two
cool.
coolest. Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh my god.
Imagine being
cool.
a goose. Like how that's why geese are so mad, because we gave them gaggle. There's a gaggle of geese. They could have had a cauldron, they could have had a murder. No, they got a gaggle. That's why the geese are mad.
Okay.
Quest is total complete team.
100%
completion every time.
Completionists.
100% achievement run. Is that...
So we're on the road again. This time we are going around just outside of Walloon. It's you can see it on the horizon as you go. It's on the eastern horizon. It's this quite big city that is sizable. On the note, you can see there's tall walls of stone. You can see that there are various tall, like tower buildings in the center, and you can kind of see that there are a large number of kind of like peasant folk sort of walking in and out. Small number of houses and huts that sit outside of the walls, and you can see that there are some kind of smoke clouds coming from out of it, but they're just cooking or whatever. Someone's burning something they shouldn't be burning, that kind of stuff. It doesn't look like the city itself is on fire. It's just the normal city stuff. But that's not where you need to be heading today. There's an easy enough shortcut around the side without going through the city that will take you along the Blister Trail, and you spend half a day walking up this blistery trail. The part that you will find yourself on is looking out along the Wyvern Flow River. The Wyvern Flow River is a long river that takes you from the Dragonmere, which is this big kind of ocean that you have to the south of you, into lakes and stuff that are kind of these reservoirs, bodies of water. I'm sure Adam is dying hearing me use all these geographical terms incorrectly. To the north of the kind of the peninsula that you're on. Sorry, Adam. It's not a peninsula, it's just a place. But anyway, it takes you along there, and you get an opportunity to kind of look at and enjoy the river. It's very fast running. It's wide. It's not something that you can kind of just skip across with a stick, Animal Crossing style. But it's it's impressive. And Adam, sorry, love you. But you know that it's not a super long walk for you to get to the small hallow, which is the location that you are looking for. There are a couple of individual houses that you find along the way. You can see at near when you're getting close to your destination, to your west, please don't let me give you geology performance anxiety. It's not anxiety. I'm just aware that the terms I'm using probably aren't completely accurate. So you can just, it's more like I have to apologize for misusing them. Most people probably don't know whether I'm right or not. But knowing you're in the chat means I do have to apologize. It's like knowing that there's a German person watching. I have to apologize for my German accent. But so when it comes to walking closer to the location, you find that to your west, it opens up more from just kind of grassland and a few rolling hills to kind of irrigated farms. You can find yourselves there are a couple of farms that have got scarecrows in it, and it looks like for the most part they are empty, like they've been harvested already. A couple of them are filled with cows. It looks like maybe they've kind of got their own kind of castle that they look after. Shortly, you find yourself walking at a slight crossroads. It's kind of a turning in the Blister Trail that looks like it stops being an easily passable road or pathway and starts being more of what you would imagine is a blisterous trail. It's much rockier, and the ground is a lot harder. Where you've been walking up so far, it's been mostly green, quite squishy, nice to walk on, bit of bounce to the grass, that kind of thing. But you can see that there is a small kind of cobblestone wall that turns off, and there's a signpost that just points towards it and says Small Hallow. And you're okay, well, this is where we need to be, I guess. Let's just turn on down in here.
Definitely stop and change my socks when we get to the point where it starts getting blistery, so that I've got fresh, dry socks for the blistery part.
Smart. Okay. Well, the blistery part is more like ahead, but you take a turning before it reaches that.
This is on your head.
But you take the path into this this still relatively luscious, nice kind of green field and farming area. You can see that there are a couple of buildings just at the end of this path that look like houses, which are attached in some way to large kind of green areas that look like fields that have had something growing in them at some point. As you're walking down, you can see that there are loose chickens just walking around on the pathway, and you can smell that somebody's baking something. It's kind of wafting down in the air towards you. As you're walking through, you see that there are I always forget socks in D&D. As you're walking through, you see that there's a nice little collection of kind of like signage for the houses and stuff. It looks like they've been kind of painted by hand that say, oh, this is the house of the Fansils and this is the house of whatever. And it's just like there are signs that are hand painted that say really cheesy, just like overly pleasant stuff, like, you know,
live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love, or whatever. You know.
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. It's just all really cheesy and too nice. But nothing here gives you any kind of sense of ill at ease. You kind of just walk in and it seems really nice. Nobody seems to really greet you because you haven't seen anybody, but you can see that there are, you know, there's smoke coming from some kind of the building that smells like it's, you know, cooking some food. And as you're walking into the main center, you see that, you know, there's a nice kind of statue that's been graved, not engraved. What the fuck am I talking? Whittled, quite coarsely. It's not done with a huge amount of skill, but it is done with care, and it just looks like it's kind of this kind of bearded man that looks like a really stereotypical wizard who's holding a staff, and it just says across his chest, "Welcome to Small Hallow." And you can see that there are like lots of pots with nice little plants in there. People have been growing herbs and flowers in their windows and that kind of thing. You can see that there are a couple of garden gnomes scattered around as well. No saxophones though, sadly. And as you walk into the village a little bit closer, or this hamlet rather, you see on the kind of horizon there is a much larger house that you assume is the abode of Casso, the gentleman who has hired you. I'll keep calm and carry on.
That's a great
one. And you see that somebody kind of pops their head out of a window just very suddenly. The kind of windows like slam open, these wooden ones. It goes, "Who are you?"
We were asked to come here by so who was that name?
Costello.
Costello, yeah. We were asked to come here by Costello.
Oh, bloody hell! Right, okay. Why? But what? What are you doing?
He just wanted to. We wanted us to come over here. He saw us at the circus. In Eggbeth? There's a circus in Eggbeth.
I know about the circus, but you're bloody hell! You're the gnome, not the gnome, the other one.
Goblin?
The goblin one. You're the one that does the flips and stuff.
Definitely not a dwarf.
No,
not a dwarf. No, I know them.
No one ever would make that mistake.
Bloody hell! I've seen you.
Oh,
you were bloody amazing.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's really cool. My kid is your biggest fan.
Oh.
Oi! Oi, Philo, come out here! Oi, Philo, come over! Come on, Philo, come on! Philo!
Oh, God.
And some kid kind of like put us in. Dad, what?
Teenager.
Bloody Oro, isn't it? Bloody Oro's outside. Dad, what the fuck are you talking about? What's going on? Oro's not doing nothing here. No. Bloody is. Look at this. And kind of like leans over and he holds up this kid.
How big is the kid?
It's 8 years old, but they're like relatively well built. He's like, just stop. Dad, it's bloody Oro. He's like, I know. Dad, put me down. Put me down. You're embarrassing me. Put me down, Dad. Dad, put me down. The door slowly opens and there's just a teenage boy around it. Not teenage, 8-year-old. Someone said teenage earlier, and I was like, no.
I did because of his sass.
No, right, no.
They grew up so fast.
Oro, I am your biggest fan.
That's such a big compliment. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Do I have anything from the circus that was like a merch?
Me, does that seem like something you would already?
I might have. Oh no, wait! Didn't I say that I also had a bookmark because Randall had a bookmark, and I was like, bookmarks seem like things that Randall has. Therefore, I want a bookmark.
Yes. Sure.
Maybe I'll give him the bookmark. I'm like, oh, here you go.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god. Oh my. Dad. I know, son. Dad, she gave me a bookmark herself. She gave it to me. I know, son. I don't know what to do now. She stood here. I don't know either. What are you doing here?
What? Costello wanted
circus, yeah.
Yeah, Costello wanted to talk to us. We just want to know where he is.
Oh, he's up there on that big house over there.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we'll be going over. We're going over to talk to him then.
But why?
I don't know. He
asked us to.
come over here. Yeah.
But what about?
I don't know. That's why we're going to talk to him.
All right. It's exciting that. Oh, it's exciting having you here. Who are these then?
I'm. Don't worry about it. We gotta go. We got the time. The time.
All right, boy.
See you later.
Hey, you want any eggs?
Oh.
You come here. We'll give you some eggs on the house.
Oh. Thank you. Very kind.
Fresh.
Don't want them in the house.
Fresh. Oh. Okay.
Fresh. Well, you
Thank
buy them. But you can buy my eggs if you want. You definitely buy them. You don't get them. Oro gets them, not you.
Okay.
Ain't for you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Wait. What's your name? What's your name?
Well, my name's Kylo.
Kylo. What's your son's name?
Philo.
What's the surname?
Fancel.
Oh, not Ren.
No.
Okay. Well,
Star Wars would have been way better if Kylo had this accent.
I would watch Star Wars.
Join the dark side.
All right, Kylo. Well, thank you for letting us know, and we're back to them eggs if we want some eggs.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Just you though.
Yeah, just me. Yeah.
Yeah, not them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still pretty cool though. But
All right.
okay, cool.
I'll
Right,
believe
well.
you.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Oi, Jasmine! Look out your window! It's only bloody Oro!
Oh, no.
Hey, boo.
She goes, what? It's bloody Oro! What the fuck are you talking about? Hey, look! In the street right now! It's Oro! What's she doing this? Anyway, this continues for a little while.
We're walking and we're walking.
How are we walking? Let's get out of here. It's another short walk up the hill to quite a long, kind of quite impressive house. It's not as fancy as what you imagine the mansion back in Nesmith looks like when it's done up. It's kind of like a long wood shack. It's well made, and it definitely looks like somebody came from wealth made it. It doesn't look like it's simply limited to functionality. It looks like it's fancy. Is what I'm trying to say. It's a really long-winded way of saying it's a nice house. And you see there's Costello is in the window. Oh, hello! He kind of like waves out, hello, and he kind of leans out the window. You can see that he's kind of in a dressing gown kind of situation. It's about midday,
Oh, leisurely.
How's it hanging?
You wanted to talk? You wanted to talk to us? Do your thing.
Yeah. What? You go ahead and do your stuff. Do your thing.
I mean, you told us to come here for some more information regarding it. Yeah. Come to the door. Just come on. Come to the door. Yeah.
He kind of just gestures, and you just keep following the path, and it's relatively, it's straightforward. There's a nice big garden in front of his house. You can see there's a water feature. There's a fountain that's kind of blowing. There's like a big freaking fish or something just blowing water up.
While we're on our way there, I'm kind of quietly did anyone notice that his voice sounded different? Or is it just me? No, I thought you were doing this on purpose. This is a misdirection. Oh my gosh, I thought that it was going to turn out that
Don't worry,
he was
it was going to be the normal voice the second time you spoke to him. It's just because he was shouting and I forgot for an instant.
No, I thought that this was we were going to show up and it turned out that he was just some guy who lived there and he stole the rich guy's clothes and came and put on a big front or whatever.
That would have been good, but no.
Okay, never mind. Redact that. Quiet walking. I wasn't being a jerk. I thought oh no.
I know you weren't being a jerk. I know you weren't.
Okay.
Still pretty funny.
It's funny. It is funny, but I know you weren't being a jerk. So you make your way around to the front of the house, and the door opens, and he steps outside and he closes the door behind him. You see that he is very much in a kind of a silken robe situation, tied around the waist. Those of you who are unfortunate enough to be of a smaller stature can get a glimpse of something you wish you hadn't seen, because it seems like he might be in the middle of something. Yes. So a young girl, Lyra Kane, she's gone missing. She's somewhere. She's from here. You can go chat to her papa, Frederick Kane, also lives in the village. If you could find her, that'd be great, or at least figure out what happened to her. Let's pretend that I'm doing his voice. If you could find her, that would be fantastic. Yes. But bit busy at the moment. Can't really stay and chat. Just find her, or find out what happened to her. Sort out whatever problems you got. I'll pay you lots. Okay, bye. Opens the door, closes the door. You can hear the sound of naked feet on floorboards as he runs.
I've seen too much today.
He still didn't tell us what he was going to pay us.
Well, he said lots. That'll do. I don't think I want to talk to him again right now. Anyway, I'm just leave him.
Yeah, he seemed awfully busy.
Yeah. So too much of him. I think we need to.
Strange to be missing down in the middle of the day.
Yeah, we need to leave. Let's leave.
You look like you've seen a ghost story. You're right.
No, I just need to lie down. Lots of buttons.
As you turn around, and you kind of from the top of this hill, you can kind of see the garden that he's got behind his house, as well as there's kind of like a slope that leads down to the hamlet, and you can see the collection of houses. You can see there are a couple of different winding streets, quote unquote, just pathways that lead often to slightly different houses. Some of them are a couple that are kept kind of close together. You can see there's a couple of larger ones that are just kind of a little bit further away. But you see as you turn around, dead in the middle of the track that is leading back to the pathway into the village that was not there before, is a garden gnome.
What does the garden gnome look like?
Like a classic garden gnome.
Not a
Does it
rocker
have
garden
evil in its
gnome or
eyes?
a
Just
surprise.
a normal, straight up, absolutely plain, normal garden gnome that was not there before.
You guys see that, right? I'm not now hallucinating after seeing that.
And we will hang on this cliff.
I was writing garden and then I went to write gnome, but also almost wrote knob instead of gnome. And I was like,
Knob.
no, that's not what I'm writing. Nope.
But also very accurate to what happened. Oh my goodness.
They probably exist. You just have to go to the right garden centre.
Oh yeah, someone's going to have made that.
Yeah, for sure. The lead singer from My Chemical Romance. Oh my god. In this town too?
Right. On
Okay,
that
so we
note,
got spooky gnomes.
we got
Spooky
cool
gnomes.
And they move when you're not looking at them.
And there's a spooky gnome that always follows you. It's got
Sounds-
a wooden eye. Sorry, there's this song called Creepy Doll. I think it's by Jonathan Colton. Coltrane?
Oh, I like him. Jonathan Gold's
Yeah.
good. He did the Portal 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
His Creepy Doll song is really funny. It's like, you just go listen to it. It's funny.
Oh, I think I have. I think maybe we listened to it when I was over there.
I think I probably played it for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me, I want to try and learn how to play Exile Vilify by him. That's from the
Oh,
Portals.
he
I think
did-
it's super good.
Oh yeah, because that's from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Portal soundtrack.
We definitely
like
did
that
listen
song.
to it because I also played the Brains song for you.
Yes, you did.
Hiya,
did.
Tom. It's Bob from the office down the hall.
That's the one. I remember. I remember
Mhm.
that very vividly. Okay, everybody. I hope you guys have had a good game. Players specifically, but also chat members.
Oh,
You
yes.
guys out there,
You
in the
guys.
world.
You're the real MVP.
Specifically you. You.
Whoa.
But yeah,
Not
GG's
you.
everybody.
GG's.
GG's. I hope everybody had fun. Looking
Mhm.
forward to some gnome
Gnome
shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Oh, I was trying to think, but mine was going to be something like gnome again. Or something. They're like, nope, don't say that. That's so stupid.
Right. I guess goodbye. You gonna stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have some Jenny Animal Crossing
Oh yeah.
shortly.
We'll be back next week.
As far as I'm aware.
Yep.
GG Garden Gnomes. Oh my
Sweet.
god.
Think of it a biddies, baby. I appreciate it. Oh, look at the little melty snowman. I haven't seen that one before. Cute.
Oh no, he looks so sad.
Does look so-
Oh, it's supposed to be a narwhal, snow wall.
Oh.
This
Oh no,
one's
he
haha,
melted.
snow.
Why did he melt? I don't like that.
Oh, I
Oh.
get it now because it's haha snow howl. That's what I read. When I
Yeah.
read it, it's like snow howl. I'm like, what the fuck is a howl?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
still well.
The fuck is that about? No, it's
Snow
snow.
wow.
Wall.
Um,
Yeah. It's
Oh.
like the carrot is in the wrong place for it to be a snowman.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
But I didn't equate that necessarily to narwhals right away,
Yeah, no, that's
which
a
is
very,
sad because I
that's a-
really like narwhals.
such a bizarre take on an emote.
Yeah,
They
why
were
was that what they
definitely
decided
on
to make?
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never cheered before? Oh, well, thank God.
Aw.
Aw.
That damn stinky
Right.
cheese emote, dogs. God damn. Dogs has 2 emotes and 2 emotes only. So it's 2.
yeah. Stinky cheese and haha snow owl.
These ones are the best.
No bias towards them at all.
And also this one.
And also that, I was going to say, wait for the tip.
My bitches.
No, it's just- Alright. See you next week for dinner.
Uh-huh.
See you next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.